Well, happy Friday. It's supposed to be a good sunny day. We're anxious for one of those. Today, I want us to think about how we think about our circumstances. And I know that for some of you, this is timely because your circumstances are a challenge. So we're in the first chapter of Paul's letter to the Philippians, and he's writing to friends. So these are people that care deeply about Paul. Most of the letters that he writes are to people in churches that he started. There's some exceptions, like the letter to the Romans. He had never been to Rome before he wrote that letter, which means, as an aside, the letter to the Romans is sort of his introduction to the Christian faith. Pretty weighty for an introduction, but most of the time he's writing to people that he knows, and at the end of the letter, there's some comments to friends and updates about what's going on with him. His letter to the Philippians is a little different because these are good friends and they've been standing alongside Paul, supporting him, praying for him. There's a deep bond there. So what's interesting is what he says in this letter, because Paul's had quite a run, and the Philippians know it. I mean, he was imprisoned in Jerusalem, and then he gets transferred to Caesarea, but there's an effort to kill him in the way, and that's quite a lot of drama. He survives the ambush and then ends up in prison in Caesarea, and he's there for 2 years because he won't pay a bribe. And so he finally plays the trump card. He's a Roman citizen, so he says, "I want to go to Rome. I'm appealing to Caesar, to the Supreme Court." And so he's put on a boat and sent to Rome, but the boat sinks in a storm. He survives the shipwreck and ends up on an island, but while he's on the island, he's bitten by a poisonous snake, and now he's back in prison in Rome. So you can imagine that his friends are very anxious when they get a letter from him to know how he's doing, because, oh my goodness, what's happened next? And but Paul doesn't sort of fill him in on his circumstances. And a very interesting thing, and for people in leadership positions, very probably important to think about. Paul gives them some analysis of what's going on. And he says, and this is Philippians chapter 1, verse 12, "I want you to know that what has happened to me has served to advance the gospel, so that it has become known throughout the whole imperial guard and to all the rest that my imprisonment is for Christ. And most of the people, having become confident in the Lord by my imprisonment, are much more bold to speak the word without fear." Paul does not say, in spite of my circumstances, in spite of the fact that I've been imprisoned and I'm not getting justice, in spite of the shipwreck and the snake bite and all of this, in spite of this, good things are happening. He says, no, my circumstances actually are proving the advancement of the gospel. People are coming to faith because of they know my story. And they see that in Paul there's no fear, and he's got a great sense of peace even in the midst of this. People are coming to faith in Christ, and Christ's followers are being emboldened to share their faith. And so he sees them circumstances very differently than many others would. And I know that some of you, you probably haven't been bitten by a poisonous snake or shipwrecked in the last couple of weeks, but it could feel like it. And I want you to know that your circumstances can prove for the greater advancement of the gospel. And in light of eternity, right, that is such a win. So, it's Friday. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you see your situation in light of eternity and in light of the gospel.